It's 8 p.m. on Sunday, August 4th, and I'm in the shade of my side-by-side, and it feels like the shade of a tree, but I don't know where the tree is, but it's quite cool right now. I think it's in the 90s somewhere, 92 or something. Humidity is probably 40 or 50%, but there's a gentle breeze blowing from the east, so it's actually quite nice. Really nice evening breeze. It didn't get too hot. I was outside around 1 o'clock, and I remember it felt pretty nice. It wasn't that hot at all, and that was in a parking lot, so it just doesn't look like, a lot of people are worried about the heat and the animals and things like that, but I get the feeling that if you have plenty of grass and weeds like this goat weed here, the animals will do just fine. It's not the end of the world to have a couple days over 100. The humidity obviously doesn't help, and I'm not saying that Texas is the hottest. Texas is hot, East Texas in particular. South Texas is worst, obviously. Part of Texas there with the heat of the humidity and the Gulf air and everything like that. But oh my goodness, this bull is approaching me. I don't have any treats for you. I'm gonna move over to the corner so he doesn't run me over. But it's really not that bad. Here we are at the beginning of August. It's gonna get a little hotter, but I think as long as we get, I'm backing away from the bull gently. As long as we keep, in shade and there's a gentle breeze blowing, you really can't ask for much more than that. So, yeah, I'm not too concerned about the heat. There is a video that I watched by the Shepherdess. It was put out, I think, around July 30th or July 31st, but she kind of goes over her program with the sheep, and she covers the minerals that she uses, and I looked at buying the minerals from her website. They seemed quite expensive, to be honest. About 10 times of what I would pay for minerals. But I did find on Premier One Supplies, they have some minerals you can buy at a decent price. It's a 5-pound bag, but it's meant to be mixed with the 50-pound bag of salt. So tomorrow morning I'm going to go to the local co-op and buy some bags of salt. And nice thing is the mice won't eat the bags of salt. I can keep that in the shop without worrying about animals eating it. Maybe we'll buy a bag of salt for home use too. My goodness, this bull. What are you doing over there? You trying to make a flat tire for me? But as I was saying, so it looks like that might be a good solution. I checked the selenium content. I think it's like 90 ppm. Now whether I think it's 90 ppm of the finished product, because they indicate you're supposed to mix it with salt. Otherwise that would be like 9 parts per million. And I have to take all the other mineral contents and divide it by 10, because you're taking a 5-pound bag and mixing it in with 50-pound bags of salt. So anyway. Yeah, so I'm going to try that out and take a look at that and ask the co-op if they have any sheep minerals. They probably don't, But anyway, that's neither here nor there. Another thing I found was diatomaceous earth. Apparently you can mix that in with the minerals as an anti-caking agent. And if you don't know, diatomaceous earth is harmless to animals. But you are scaring me, Bo. Thank you for going away. But the diatomaceous earth is known to be good for insects. It does something with the insects where the insects don't do well with it. I'm hesitant to put diatomaceous earth on my pasture because there's insects that I want. I might do some experiments with it, but I'm hesitant to use it. I'm relying on rotation and rotational grazing to keep the insect count down, the bad insects. I like how sheep, they just like nibble at the water. They just take a little bite and that's it. This is Yummy, by the way. She wouldn't let me pet her earlier, so I kind of grabbed her a little bit, and then she was all love and rubs. But anyway, so I'm going to do some experiments with that, the mineral combination there, And the breeding program, the other note that I got from her video was it looks like she breeds one time a year. And she breeds the lambs when they are 6 months old. 6, 7, 8 months old, that time frame, right? Her rule is they have to be half their final weight, which I don't know how she knows what weight they're going to be. I guess she's just taking the average of the flock or something and saying if you're half that weight, you're ready to breed. So I was trying to figure out, like, she leaves the rams on for about 3 months. And so the lambing season is around those 3 months. And so the earliest lambs are born, and then the latest lambs come, 3 months later, more or less. 3 months, probably plus 2 weeks, because sometimes they're a little bit longer before they're born. Sometimes they come a little quick, right? So you take 5 months, because that's the gestation period, I think, for the sheep, right? And I just didn't quite understand how that math works out. Like, I guess by the time that she puts the ram on, she has to keep the doelings off so that they're not bred. I don't know. I'm going to see if I can get the 8-month breeding cycle working. I think I have the best dates that I can possibly get. And one thing else I wanted to experiment with was if I'm getting like 90% of my lambs born in that first, cycle, then I'm just going to leave the rams on for one cycle and maybe a few days as kind of a buffer. But, see what I can do in terms of breeding the lambs. That taking advantage of an 8-month breeding cycle, especially in a mild climate like ours, where we can give birth to the lambs at any time of the year, and there should be plenty of forage. At the very least, there'll be hay, because hay is cheap and abundant here. I just don't see how that's going to be an issue. Like, I'm thinking what the weather will look like in late November, early December, and probably, it'll be in the 60s. And there'll be some cool season grasses, not very much, but some cool season grasses growing. And then combined with the hay, and then if you're feeding them hay, you might want to give them like vitamin A, D, and E, or something like that. But I just don't see the sheep having a problem finding forage in the middle of winter. Like, I haven't fed my sheep, and they seem to breed just fine. I've only had really a sample size of 2, though. Up until this year, I haven't. This is the year I bought a bunch of sheep. I bought my neighbor's sheep that nobody wanted, and I bought some fairly expensive sheep from down near Waco, Texas, right? So we'll see how that goes. If it doesn't work, then we'll just do an annual breeding cycle like she does, and then make adjustments as necessary. And there's always the possibility, too, that I just go and buy. Like, I don't keep any of my doelings. I sell them all, and then I buy the doelings that I want that are bred at the right time so that I can breed them that year, so I don't have to hold on to them for too long before they're bred, So that's kind of my thoughts right now. 8-month cycle would be ideal. That'd be awesome if I can do that. And everything would just work out where I get those eulings breeding at 8 months and then giving birth 5 months after that. So 1 year and 1 month they're giving birth. So anyway, that's what I got for you guys today. A thought that I've been having. I don't know the right way to put this, but if you're a landowner and you're not making money, if you're a landowner in Northeast Texas, where I'm at, okay, I'm in Hopkins County, but this whole area, probably between me and Woods County and everything north of that, right, up to the Red River, and probably beyond the Red River too. Probably south of that too. There's some good land there too. If you own like 10, 20 plus acres and you're not making enough money to support yourself on that acreage, then I would highly recommend thinking deeply about how you can utilize your acreage to make money, right? And if you can't figure it out, I want to lease your land because I want to use your acreage to raise animals and things, right? And I'll give you a good paycheck based on what I'm able to do with your land. With low acreage is no excuse. It really is not. No, you're not going to be running cattle and making money. You just can't make money on cattle on low acreage, but you can make money with sheep. You can make good money with sheep. You can make good money with goats, and you can make good money with chickens, right? And those are all like proven business models that work. And if you don't know how to get started with these things, there's lots of advice on the internet. If you want to start with chickens, Joel Salatin, his little chicken tractor thing, I'm not going to say it's the best, but it's good. It's probably good enough to get you started. And, you know, I'm looking at my neighbors. There's a couple people that have fresh eggs for sale, and I'm seriously thinking of buying my eggs from them, because I'm probably not going to have my chicken business off the ground anytime soon, right? I would definitely buy fresh chickens, or chickens ready to harvest, and I harvest them myself. I would definitely do that. Put them in the freezer, or, you know, just have them, you know, ready to go for, you know, Sunday dinner or whatever like that. I just found that that's kind of an ideal experience for me. Chickens is kind of an ideal thing. I'm ready to buy chickens from people if people are willing to sell them. I don't want to buy my meat from the grocery store as much as possible anymore, right? We're gonna harvest one of these lambs in a few days. Probably Saturday we're gonna harvest the lamb, and then I'm gonna try that meat and see what it tastes like. And Shepherdess says, hey, you just treat it like beef, it's good, right? So I'll see about that. I'll see if that's true or not. And if it is, then, you know, hooray, I found a cheap source of beef, right? That's easy, and I don't need to go to a butcher shop to process it. I can do it all myself, right? So if it turns out that goat meat is really good, I haven't tried it yet. I've been negligent in trying the goat meat out. Then I would love to buy goat from people. Maybe trade. I'll trade you sheep for goat. You know, you can eat the sheep, I'll eat the goat, and things like that. So I think there's a whole bunch of options out there. And so if you're on low acreage and you're not making money, seriously, get a hold of me. I want to talk to you. I want to see what you've tried, what you haven't tried, and what you're willing to try. You know, I just don't see a way that in today's climate that you're not making money with low acreage. So guys, have a great day and take care. Bye-bye.